Welcome to part 2 of creating the induction blade. In the last part we were talking about how to model this sword in Blender, and in this part we are going to create the material for this using Blender and Substance Painter. Before we continue, I did some small changes in the proportion. I thought the proportion is a little off. To compare this to the reference, as you can see, the grip is a little bigger and the blade is smaller. So the top one is our new version, as you can see, and you can compare this with the bottom one. The grip is a little bigger and the blade is smaller. Also, for this part, this section is more straight to the bottom, and as you can see and as you can look closer to this, let's see and let's compare these two parts. Here is more curvy, and I fixed this one here because I think here also is not curved. So let's make this bigger. It's not a big deal, some small changes, don't worry about this. Just select the edge loop and Ctrl B for bevel. So I did this one once and made 2 edge loops here. So that's it. Now let's unwrap the model. Before we start the unwrapping, we need to apply all the modifiers. So select all and go to object and convert to mesh. Alright, then we need to go to shading and make new material and search for image textures, and then new, put the type on UV grid and hit OK, and then select to base color. Then go back to layout, and if you go to material preview, you can see this checker. Also select all and then select the last one, which is this new object with material, and hit Ctrl L and link material. So as you can see now, it's kind of weird, but as we start unwrapping, it's going to fix. So let's start with the blade. Select the blade and hit slash to isolate and go to edit mode and select this top edge. Let's go to solid mode to see better and select this middle one, and it have to go around the model, but as you can see here, I think we have a problem. And let's see this from the bottom. So here we have some meshes which is not correct, but we can just select these manually, these edges manually, and then right click and mark seam. Here we go. And also I think we can select these edges like so, and right click and mark seam. Then we can go back to the material preview and press A to select all, and then press U and select Unwrap. Here we go. So let's go back and let's select this one, go to isolate mode, go to edit mode, and let's select this part and right click, mark seam. Also this part, and Shift R to do the same thing. Also we can select these, Shift R, and these, Shift R. Also I'm gonna add another seam here, but not all the way around the model. So deselect this part, just till the other seams. So we select this one and right click, mark seam, select all, U, and unwrap. Here we go. Again, let's go back and select another part. Let's select this bottle, go to details, go to isolate mode, and go to edit mode. I'm going to select these parts, these loops, and mark seam. Also maybe here, Shift R. And maybe here, Shift R. And a vertical one like this. Then select this one, go to isolate mode, edit mode, and let's clear the seam. And let's do this again. Let's select this upper and the bottom one. And a vertical one, and right click, mark seam, and select all, U, and unwrap. Then let's go back, select this lead, go to isolate mode, edit mode, and select the upper part, right click, mark seam, and also the bottom one, and a vertical line. And be sure to not exceed the other seams. Shift R. And let's see if I do the unwrap. Okay. And let's go back. Also select this one, go to edit mode, A to select all, and U unwrap. All right. Then select these two, isolate mode, edit mode. You can select one edge, go up, hold Control and click. And mark seam. Select one edge, hit point on your keyboard, and you can go zoom to your selection. Hold Control and click here, and right click, mark seam. Also the same thing on the other side. Select this edge, hold Control and click, right click, mark seam. Select this one, go up, hold Control, click, and mark seam. Also, I'm doing the same thing for this part. All right, now select all, U, and unwrap, like so. Let's go back and select another part. Let's select these two and these. select this top part, and here also here. And also a vertical line, and be careful to not exceed the other seams. Right click and mark seam like that. Select all U and unwrap like so. Also, I'm doing the same thing for this part, but I think because we made a instant copy, we also have the seams on this part too, so we don't need to do that on this part. Let's go for this section, and right click, mark seam, select all U and unwrap. That happened to the bottom one too, because when we were doing the modeling, we just did the instant copy by pressing Alt D instead of Shift D. So let's go back and continue to the other parts. Let's select this one, go to isolate mode and edit mode, and let's see if we can select this part and maybe this one. Right, Maxime, and maybe this one. Maxime, and this one, and here, Maxime. Also the other side, like this one, go down, and here. We did a mistake here. Actually, I did that. So, by mistake, I made a loop select and made this as a seam. So select this one if you did so, and go down and hold Control, select here, right click and clear seam. Let's just continue. So for shapes like this, it's sometimes hard to decide which edge loop is better to select. So selecting like this. I know this is not a perfect selection, but I'm pretty sure you can do a better selection. So let's see if we do the unwrap. Select all, hue, and unwrap, and go to material preview. And I think it's okay. So let's go back. Let's select this one. Go to edit mode. And let's see if we can select this part. It goes around the model. And this one and this one. Wrapping around. Right click and mark seam. Also, we need to do this on the other side, like so, and mark seam. Also, we can do the selection here. Select this one, hold Control, and select this end one and mark seam. Also, maybe one here. Select this one, go around and select these and mark seam. Also, one loop here. And what if we select all and unwrap? I think it's okay. Let's go back. And then select this one, go to isolate mode and edit mode. And let's select these loops. And right click, mark seam. And let's see about this one. We select these. Maybe we can select this one, hold Control, and go around this like so, and right click, mark seam. Also select this one, hold Control and click here, mark seam. And then we need to do this to the other part too. And then select all and you unwrap like so. Let's go back. Now select these pipes and go to isolate mode and edit mode. Select this circle, mark seam, and maybe this loop which goes around, and deselect these edges. We don't need to select them, and right click, mark seam. All right, then select all, hue, and unwrap like so. Let's go back and like this one. select this circle and make seam. Also this hole inside, select these two loops and make a seam. Also top one, make a seam here. So for this part, let's see if we can select this loop and deselect these. And seam here. Also here, but we need to deselect this one. And make seam. I think we need to close this here. So make another seam here. And let's see. Also, I think we need to add a seam right here. And I think we are good to go. Maybe another one here. Okay, let's try the unwrap. All right, cool. Let's go back. And now let's select these wrapping fold. First, let's select this end of your fold and make a seam here. Also, other side. You can select this and press period on your numpad to go to your selection and then make a seam here. Then select, hold Alt and select here and here, and then other side here, and make a seam like this. And let's see what happened if we do the unwrap. So it's so long, I think. Maybe we need to do some crop here, maybe. So let's see if we do the seam. Or one here. All right, I think it's okay. Let's go back and let's hide this one, select this, go to isolate mode, and this one is so easy. There's nothing special here. Mark seam, select all, and unwrap. So we need to select this part and this end and right click, mark seam. So now if we do the unwrap, it's going to be fixed. Let's go back and let's turn on this too, and then select this one, go to edit mode and select these loops. Let's turn around and select these one too. and make a seam. Also, let's select this loop too. And mark another seam. And let's see. All right, let's go back. Like this one. Mark seam. Also this one. Mark seam. Select all and Unwrap. Let's go back. I'm doing the same thing to the other objects. All right, then let's go back. But I'm not happy with this one. I want to add more seams to this. So let's select this one, and these, and mark seam. Now select all and do Unwrap. I think now it's way better. Let's go back, and I think we did the Unwrap for all the objects. All right, and don't forget to save. So now let's go to the UV editing, and let's select all, press tab to go to edit mode, and again select all, and I'm pressing U and do the Unwrap. So it's with Unwrap again. Let's get rid of this checker. So you can select all and go to UV and average island scale, and then UV and then select pack islands. But I'm not happy with these empty areas. I'm using a add-on for packing the UVs. This is a free add-on called UV Packer. I will put the link in the description, which you can add this to your Blender. So you can select all by pressing A and then easily hit pack. So now I think this is a better packing. So now we are ready to create the material. We done the unwrapping. Before we go to Substance Painter, we need to separate each part with assigning the material, because Substance Painter read your objects from the materials. So now we need to select each part which have same materials like these and assign same material to this. So let's do this. Go to shading, select this one and get rid of the material, select all, and then select this one, Control L and link materials. All right. All right, now select these ones, or maybe select one and call this, I don't know, maybe iron, maybe iron 1, and select these, and then select this iron and Control L link material. So this lid of the bottle, these two, and this pommel should be like the same. Also this end of the pipe should be like this. And let's select these roping holding things of the grip, and let's select one and call this grip 1, and select these, and then select the grip and Control L link material like so, and then select this one, call this grip 2, and these two link to the grip 2 like so. All right, then select this bigger one and call this iron 2 maybe. I'm not sure about the naming, but just calling random things. So link material, also these two should be linked, also the blade for sure, and this pipe, and also link this pipe to this one, link material, and end of this to this pipe maybe. All right, cool. I think now we just set material for all, but this one should be pipe 2, and also the bottle. All right, great. Now let's select all and move this almost to the center of the world, like so. And now we can go to the substance painter. So select all, go to File, Export OBJ, and select it only, and hit Export. Now we are in Substance Painter. Go to File, New, and select your object and hit OK. So here is our sword. If you go to Texture Set List, you can see each part is separated by our materials. Now go to Edit and Bake Mesh Maps. I'm going to put the output size to 2K and check the use low poly mesh as high poly mesh. And also for anti-aliasing, I'm going to put this on 4x4, and you don't need the ID, and hit bake selected textures. So the baking process is done. Hit OK. So I found that we forgot to make seam for this pipe and do a proper unwrap for this. So we need to go back and fix this. Now we are back in Blender. So let's select this 3 part, go to isolate mode, go to edit mode, and select these parts, and under here select this. Also we can select under the pipe, also this ones, and here, and right click, mark seam, and then go back, select all, hit tab, and again select all, and U, and unwrap. All right, then go to the UV editing and select all. Actually go to UV and average island scale, and then pack. Then we can go back and select all, go to File, Export in OBJ, and we can overwrite or save and hit export. Now let's go to the Substance Painter. Here we go. Hit OK, and here is our model with baked texture. Under the texture set list, go to Bottle, and under the Asset panel, under the Smart Material, search for plastic thermoform. All right, and then select these plastic, and under the properties, under the base color, put the color on something like this. Also add a fill layer and put this under a group and put a black mask, and then right click on the mask and select add paint. Also here select polygon fill, and select all the way up, and also we can solder this by holding Alt and click on the eye. Also we can change the perspective to orthographic like this. Alright, then select this fill layer and put the color on something like this. And you can select the mask and select the paint, and by click and drag you can add to the mask by putting the white color or the black color, decreasing the mask. Let's go back and turn on other layers. Now add another fill layer and press Ctrl G to make a group. Also add the black mask and select the mask, go to the alpha and look for the sign, or maybe you can search for the sign and select this electrical sign. You can change the size here, or by pressing Ctrl, holding Ctrl and holding right click and drag left to right, you can change the size like this. Also select the fill layer and change the color to something like this. All right, cool. All right, for the iron one, search for steel scratched, actually under the smart material. Steel is scratched like this. Also in our reference, we have a circle right here. So add a new fill layer and put this under a group. and add a black mask and select the fill layer, and we don't need the color, so just turn off the color and put down the height like this, and select the mask, go to alpha and go down and reach for the shape build maybe, or shape con. Get closer and just click here. We can go back to the fill layer and change the height, put it down. I think we can go with shape build. Let's see. Or maybe this shape. I think this is way better. Also, you can hold control, right click and drag up and down to change the hardness of your brush. Also left and right to change the size. I think this is okay. Also, you can go back of your model and put another one right here, like so. Now let's go for the grip. Let's go for the grip 1, and under the smart material, search for plastic, glossy, scuff, and put this under the grip like this. Also go for the grip 2 and put the same thing under grip 2, but go to the folder of this plastic glossy and select the plastic and go under the base color and change this to something like this. Let's see the reference. Also, you can pick color from this reference. So select the color picker and go over your reference. I think it should be a little brighter, like so. Let's go for the pipe. For the pipe 2, look for latex, black, and put this over the pipe 2. Alright, then go under the folder, base color here, and put this on some dark red like this, and then go for the steel medieval stylized and put this over the pipe 1 like this. Also add a fill layer. Put this under a group by pressing Ctrl G and add a black mask, and then select the fill layer and turn down the height like so. Also turn off the color, we don't need that. Then go to the alpha and look for assign things. I think we're looking for something like screw, but I think a sign could work, something like this. All right, select that and then select the mask, and then go closer here. Actually, in the reference we are here, so hold Control, right click and drag left, and oops, select this. And also you can hold Control, hold click and drag to rotate, and click like this. I think I can put this a little smaller. Here we go. Also, you can control your brush from properties or right click. Here you have all the options. All right, let's put another one here. Hold control, click and drag to rotate. Something like this, and click. All right, here we go. Easy, right? Now we only left two important part, this core iron one and the blade. So select this core, go to texture set list and select the iron 2. Then search for the copper under the smart material, red bleach, put this on iron 2, and right, I'm gonna change the color to something darker. So expand this group, and under the base metal you can change the color under the base color and make it a little darker, like so. And also I'm going to add another smart material. Let's search for steel painted scrap. Put this on the iron 2, and I want to change the color of this one too, so expand the folder, and under the base color, or sorry, under the paint, change the color to something grayish tone, like this, more like 2D reference. All right, by holding shift and right click and drag, you can rotate your HDRI in the substance painter. So also select the dirt and put this on more grayish tone, like this, maybe, and then add a white mask on this material, and right click on the mask and click on add paint. Then go to the alphas and look for some texture to paint over this. Maybe this one. Hold control and right click and drag to right and try to paint. By pressing X on your keyboard, you can actually inverting your color of your brush. Also, I'm going to add a generator, adding a metal edge ver, and invert this. You can change the ver level and ver contrast to get a better result. And I'm putting this under the paint. So I'm gonna start to paint over this layer, and I'm going to change the alpha and get a better result. maybe something like this. Also, we need to add these screws here. So as before, add a fill layer and put this under group and add a black mask and select the mask. Under the alpha, go and look for the screw. Here it is, circle plus, and change the size. Hold Control right click and drag to the left and click here. Then go to the fill layer. You can change the height, -1, like so. And for the color, we can pick from here and make it darker or brighter, like so. Also, we need to add another one. So again, go to the black mask, hold Control, click and drag to rotate and add another one right here. Here we go. You can change anything here whenever you want. Now about the blade. Same thing, go to the smart material, search for steel stained and drag over the blade, drop. All right. Then go under this folder and select the steel base and click on this and put this on brass pure, right? And then we can change the color to something more orangish, like this, yellow. And I'm going to copy this by clicking and selecting this one and pressing Ctrl D to make a copy, and then put this under the another group by pressing Ctrl G and add a black mask to this group. All right, and let's change this to something more reddish or more like orange thing. So like this, and then select this mask, right click and add paint. Select this polygon fill and select the UE and select here. So basically we are selecting this part, as you can see. If I change the color to something different, you can see the difference. Ctrl Z to go back. All right. Now we need to add the emission. To add the emission, you need to add the emission map. So go to your texture set setting and under the channels, hit this plus button and add the emissive. All right. Then here, select this add fill layer. So here add the fill layer, put this above all. All right. Then only you can select the emission by holding Alt and click on the emission. And select the color to something like this. All right. Then we need to add a black mask. Right click over your black mask and add a paint. Then go to your alpha and look for something, some gradient shape. All right, so increase the size and rotate like this and click, maybe a bigger one like so. Also here, let's rotate this brush, holding Control, click and drag like so. Also by holding Alt and click and drag, you can rotate through your model. All right, I'm going to add something different like this smudge radial, put something like this. If you want to see your emission in Substance Painter, you need to go to the display setting. You can add some post-production. Here you can see activate post effects. So click on this and you can add glare like so. Also, you can go to your shader setting and increase the emissive intensity like this. So now you have a better understanding about your emission. So let's continue and control our emissive layer. So I'm looking for more grunge textures with this cloth, just trying different things. You can also use the pen tablet to control more precise on your brushes. Here I'm using just the mouse. So here we go. I think we're done here in Substance Painter. I can turn off the glare to see better my emission. You can go more in detail. You can add decals and details here and to the other part of the sword. I'm just gonna leave this now, sake of the tutorial, and now we are ready to export this textures into the Blender. So to export the textures, go to File, Export Textures, and we don't have any template for Blender in Substance Painter, so we need to make one. Select this PBR metallic roughness, do a copy, double click and call this Blender. And we need to change one thing. So we need to change normal to OpenGL. So click and drag this and put this under the normal here and select RGB channels. And that's it. So go back to the setting, select your output folder. I'm going to make one. So induction sort, induction sort. and select the folder and select the template, Blender, and I'm going to use the Targa and 2K and hit export. Now we are back in Blender. To assign textures to your model, go to the shading, select each part, for example, select the blade, and select the new one. And also you need to turn on the node wrangler from your add-on. So search for node wrangler and turn this on. So select the principal BSDF and hold Ctrl Shift and press T, and then go to your texture folder, and here we need to add the blade. So 3 blade here, and actually better to sort this by name, so all blades, and add to your model. So here we go. You need to do this to each part. So this is the iron 2, I think. So select all the iron 2 and add to your model like this. So these also are iron 2. I think we can link the materials. And also this one is the pipe. I think this is a pipe 1. Yes, and this also was linked to this one. As you remember, these are the same. The bottle. Here we go. Also this iron 1. Right, and these also was the iron 1. So link this to that one and to grip. This is grip 1. Also these two. So link them. And this is grip 2. And same as these two. Link them together. Also this, and this is right, and the pipe 2. I think we write this pipe wrong. Wow. And here we go. So I made a pretty simple scene. I'm going to show you, but first of all, you need to put your render engine to cycle, and I'm using 50 samples for the viewport and also denoising after the 50 sample. So this is very basic, an area light here with power of 500. Also another area light here with power of 10,000. It's pretty much high. in a reddish color. Also, I rotate this like this, and I put two point light, one in front of the sword, and I changed the radius in 5000 power with a orangish color. Also another one, back of the sword, more radius and the same power and color, like this. Also, you need to go to your render properties, and under the film you can check the transparency to get a transparent result. Also, under the color management, you can change the look to medium high contrast, or anyone you want. Also, I add another thing for the sky. So for the world, I added the sky texture for this color here, for this highlight. So I changed the sun elevation to 3.2 and sun size like this, sun intensity and sun rotation until get this result. If you change the rotation, you can get different results. So also another thing is the camera. The camera setting is nothing special, but the focal length is 110 millimeter, like this. And also I'm going to add another thing, which is adding a grease pencil. So you press Shift A and add a grease pencil, scene line art. All right, and then go to the modifier, and you can change the size here, line thickness. You can make it thicker, like so. You have a bunch of options here, but I'm going to leave this for now. But only adding this kind of style to our render, I think, going to make it more appealing, more stylized. So now I'm going to render this. So I'm going to put the render sample to 500 and the output on 4K, and I'm going to hit the render. I made a 1080 render, a fast render, to show you the result. So let's go to the compositing. I'm going to show you another thing. So here you can use, under the compositing, you can use node and backdrop. So, and then you can add glare. So Shift A and glare. All right, and add the image to the image and hold Control and Shift and click on the glare, and here is the result. Look at this. So you can change the type of the glare. I think fog glow is nice. You can just test different kind of glare. So I'm gonna put this on fog glow. I think it's closer to our reference. So I think 6 or 7 is better. I don't know, maybe 6. All right, and you can go back to your Blender, and here you can use the viewer node. Here we go, and simply you can just save your render as PNG, and we are done. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you have any question about this tutorial, please ask in the comment section below. If you achieved to make your own induction sword or any other Pixelways tutorials, please send your artwork to us and we will feature your work in our next video. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.